I make $1 million, I'm an overnight success. I get it. It feels like you are not growing fast enough. It feels like you are somehow behind. But has anybody actually sat you down before, held your hand, and let you know that you are allowed to grow slow? And not only are you allowed to, but it might be one of the best decisions that you make. Let's talk about why moving with intention can actually get you a lot further than rushing to the next milestone. And let's unpack what slow, smart growth actually looks like in practice. Hit that like button down below and let's get into it. We have to frame this whole conversation by reminding ourselves that faster isn't always better. And it can really feel like this statement is at odds with everything we're hearing around us. It feels like we are never achieving the sorts of success, the milestones that we want fast enough. And because of social media, it constantly feels like whenever you open up an app or scroll down a little bit further, you are seeing somebody else who has achieved what you're looking to achieve like that. Besides the fact that we can't always believe what we see, and so many of the things that we think are an overnight success were actually something that were years in the making, we never really hear about the cost of moving fast. The reality is rushing, especially rushing in the wrong direction towards the wrong goals, almost always isn't sustainable and will lead to burnout, and on top of that, not even get you the ideal desired result that you're looking for. So if we're thinking about this in the context of business, for example, if you were to ask most entrepreneurs, do they want to 10x their revenue? Almost everybody's going to say yes. But the issue is a lot of people are working and rushing towards that goal of 10xing their revenue in a way that 10x's their stress. It's not well thought out, it's not sustainable, and they probably will never get there. And here's the thing, guys, I'm all for a sprint. I'm all for a short period of time where you are working hard towards a very, very specific goal or to achieve something very, very specific. But you cannot sprint for the rest of your life. There's a reason why the Olympics doesn't have a 50-mile sprint. It's just not possible to continuously rush towards something for such a long period of time. Small, short bursts of very dedicated energy and resources that you're throwing towards getting a very specific outcome, yes. But long term, in order to achieve sustainable benefits, sustainable success, no. So let's not knock slow growth, because again, that's how more people actually achieve what they're looking for. And you gain so much by growing slowly. First of all, you gain clarity. You actually understand what's impactful, where you're trying to head, instead of kind of just running from one direction to another. And this clarity allows you to cut through the noise of what you think you should be doing and actually put your energy, actually dedicate your time into what you actually need to be doing. Because here's the thing, all of us, when we're working towards something, we only have so many resources to support us. We only have so much time, we only have so much money, we only have so much energy. So having that clarity that comes with slow growth allows us to very meticulously dedicate those resources, time, energy, money, whatever it might be, in a way that actually gets us headed towards our objective, which ultimately is what allows you to be successful. But if slow growth and having this clarity is so beneficial, then why don't most people actually lean into it? And I would argue that is because of the myth of momentum. These are the lies that we tell ourselves based on what society has reinforced in us. It's this idea that if I don't keep moving, then I'm gonna lose everything. If I don't go harder, then somebody else will get this and not me. And all of these perceptions ultimately come from a place rooted in fear and rooted in scarcity. It's this idea that if you don't do X, you will lose Y. And it really kicks people into this place where they're actually operating off of fear and panic. I did a whole video, which I will link up above and also down below in the description box, that really talks about the importance of mindset when it comes to growth And in that video, I recap some of the learnings that I got from a workshop delivered by Harvard on the power of our mind and on the power that it plays in being resilient and being able to achieve our outcomes and our desires. So you guys can check that video out next, but ultimately you have to understand that it's these external pressures that are causing us to have this mindset and that are causing us to be put in this fight or flight panic mode. And it's really important for us to lean into the benefits of doing things in a sustainable way. It gives us clarity. It allows us to make better decisions. And on top of that, it allows us to still make progress. Just because you're growing more slowly, it doesn't mean that you're not growing. So why isn't that good enough for you? And who told you that that's not the way that you should be doing something? What slow growth looks like in practice can mean so many different things. It can mean saying no to people who aren't aligned with your values. So that can mean actually turning away clients that you don't feel like would be a good fit and you know would ultimately drain you in the long term. Or it could just mean saying no to social spaces and social opportunities where you know there might be opportunities for you, but ultimately the people in those spaces just aren't aligned with who you are. That's choosing to grow based on your own terms, even if it means growing more slowly. And I think one of the biggest ways where slow growth shows up and manifests in such an impactful way is when you choose to invest in your mindset or in your skills or even in the strategy or approach that you're going to take towards a problem or towards a thing. This means actually becoming the sort of person, becoming the sort of leader that when you face a problem, you don't just bulldoze your way through it, but you actually take time to reflect and assess, go and learn, get the resources that are necessary, and show up and do better. This is the sort of slow growth that compounds over the long term and gives you all of the skills and really helps transform you into the person that you need to be in order to achieve the sort of success that you're looking for. I would love to hear down below in the comments how you guys are planning on leaning into slow growth. Remember, it can actually be something that is a superpower, something that is completely worth going against the grain and going against what everybody is telling you to do, because the outcome of it all can definitely be worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.